What is up, guys? It's your boy Ryan, and today I'm going to be reviewing Transformers: The Last Knight. Now remember, if you like this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below, let me know how we're going. Okay, let's get started. Wow, so what can I say about this movie? Well, according to my handy notes here, there were approximately, 56 times where I was so upset that I just put my hands on my head and sighed. You know what it's like, you know how I mean? Yeah. It wasn't all disappointment. There was some laughs to be had. There were apparently, 5 times where I laughed. Count them, 5, okay? Now, most of those laughs came from one of my key actors in the movie. Tony Hale really shined in this movie. He had a bit role. He really just stole every scene he was in. So bravo to you, my man. Unfortunately, there were only 4 times in the movie where I thought, that was pretty cool. Which you would think in a Transformers movie with, like an unlimited budget, that they would have a lot more cool moments, you know? So, really, I was disappointed. Michael Bay just needs to step it up, you know? Step it up, Michael Bay! My original intention was to take notes during the movie about every time maybe something upset me or I thought was funny. Except, you can see right here, my notes right here, that all took place over 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes of the movie cost that many notes. So I kind of just gave up and started the tally system, as I noted. But I also have, fortunately, a very special list of things that I did not like and things that I did like that really stood out to me for better or for worse. So let's dive right into this. Did not like, we've got a few things. So obviously this is going to be a spoiler-free review. Don't want to ruin it for anyone that might want to watch the movie. But there's a girl in the film. She's about 14. She, I think personally, might be the worst fictional character ever created. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, that's a pretty big claim you're making, Ryan. Well, I've seen quite a bit of movies, and I feel pretty confident in this claim. And when I'm looking at my 56 tallies, as I mentioned earlier, I feel pretty confident in saying about 15 to 20 of them might have come just from her. Which is really something, considering that she's probably in no more than 10% of the movie. So, another thing that I wasn't crazy about, Mark Wahlberg. I love Mark Wahlberg. I'm a big fan. But something about this performance just didn't do it for me, you know? It just really seemed like he was phoning it in. And I'm really excited to see what he does in the future because I love his work. But really just did not bring it in this movie, you know? Go ahead, comment below what your favorite Mark Wahlberg moment was, or your least favorite Mark Wahlberg moment in any movie, you know? Any Mark Wahlberg movies you're looking forward to, just let me know. I'd love to review them coming up. Alright, another thing that the Transformers movie was really lacking in was fluff. Now, that's kind of weird because a lot of times people say, oh, that movie had too much fluff, or, the plot, But this movie didn't have any of it. The exposition was so forced that it just didn't make sense. I mean, you would see something happen on the screen and you would think, oh, okay, that makes sense, I understand that. But just in case you didn't get it, they would either narrate what is happening, actual narration, where they would just explain what's happening, or they would have lines that were so, ludicrous that no one would ever say in person, just to make sure that every single person watching the movie would understand. And I understand that sometimes a movie can be confusing, but in a movie like Transformers, it's not confusing. We don't need to be forced the plot down our throat. We can just pick it up, you know? It's not that hard. Now, this last thing that bugged me is kind of weird, and I don't know if it was the theater that I saw it at, maybe, but the dimensions of the film kept changing. I mean, every shot would have different dimensions. Sometimes it would be wide, or standard, or zoomed, or stretched. It was very odd. It almost seemed as if they hired 10 different filmmakers, told them each to film a part of the movie, but then didn't talk to each other. So one director said, oh, I want to film it in stretch mode and I want it to be really artsy. And Michael Bay said, okay. But then someone else said, no fluff, straight action, standard shots, standard screen. And Michael Bay said, okay. So it was just very weird cutting between all the different dimensions, and it really just threw me off, you know? Enough about the bad things. Let's dive right into those good things, okay? So looking at my notes, there is a sidekick of Mark Wahlberg's in the movie that works at the junkyard with him, who is just so funny. He's only in the movie for probably like no more than 5%, but just an enjoyable character. Didn't have like hilarious lines, but just was funny and enjoyable, and I wish there was more of him, truly. Another part of the movie that really stood out to me, and this character actually caused one of my 5 laughs. There's a British robot who works for Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins, of course, was brilliant, and not in the movie enough, but this robot was hilarious. I mean, I'm not a big fan of, like, the Transformers because I don't find them very funny or cool or anything, but this robot genuinely was just funny and, like, charming, but also cool. Like, it was really cool. They kept us on our toes, you know. The number one part of this entire movie, by far, was Tony Hale. Tony Hale plays this, like, physics NASA engineer who is absolutely hysterical. Brought me to stitches, caused 2 of my 5 laughs. That is huge, okay? And I cannot even say enough how incredible he is in this movie. He was probably in it for like 1% of the entire film, but I wish he was in it so much more. All in all, it was pretty much another Transformers movie. I mean, there were far more moments in the film where I was just utterly frustrated and wanted to leave than there were that I thought were cool or funny or anything. I mean, all of the principal characters were bad. The action wasn't even that good. I mean, if I could compare it to anything, it would be like watching a YouTube action video by some creator that had too much time, but they just gave him a better budget. I mean, the acting wasn't very good, the CGI wasn't even that good, the action wasn't that good. I mean, it really was like they gave Michael Bay $300 million and said, we don't care what the plot of the movie is, or if there is one, but how many explosions can you do with this money? I mean, there were scenes, like there's a scene where they're on a spaceship, and fire is just shooting from the ground for no reason. There's no reason why balls of fire should be shooting from the ground, but they are, just because they can, I guess. And it's just moments like that that are so frustrating, and it's like, what are you doing? So, it's the moment you've all been waiting for, the big Ryan recommendation. Would I recommend you go see the movie? No, absolutely not. Skip this movie. It's bad. It's not good. It's not funny. It's not cool. It's not even that entertaining. It's just bad. The Transformers franchise is everything that is wrong with modern Hollywood, where you can just have explosions for 2 hours and make $1 billion, where you've got films that are thought out and well directed and well acted, and they barely get past their minor budget and are forgotten to history, while these terrible movies are remembered forever. And it's like just so frustrating because they're so bad, and yet they keep making them because people keep seeing them. I mean, I saw it. I hate the Transformers movies. I hated the last one so much, but I still went and saw this one just because I felt like I had to. So that brings us to the end of this video. Make sure you smash that like button because I know you love the video. Comment below what your favorite or least favorite Mark Wahlberg moments, movies, scenes are. Comment any movies you might want me to review in the future, and I hope I can. Until I see you next time in my next review, I love you guys. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Peace out.